All right, what is going on, guys? It is Austin, and I'm going to be recording a trading recap, day trading recap here. It is June, I believe it's, let's see, June 3rd today, Friday. And today was a pretty exhausting, frustrating, but trading day, but it did end on a positive note in that I did finish in the green, but it was super tough to get there. I was down, I had realized about $1,000 loss on the day, um, right around that time where I would usually pack it up. The whole 30 minutes, first 30 minutes, hour and a half, um, of trading was just a complete shit show, for lack of a better word, um, on my part. I totally just got eaten up by the chop. So we'll take a look at that in a second. But I also want to say that I apologize for the uploads are not. I'm not at my main desk. The summer I'm at home and my family's actually going on vacation next week, so don't expect any uploads next week. I won't even be trading actively next week, but then the week after I should be back to trading, and regular uploads will resume shortly thereafter, probably maybe another month or so. Anyway, let's get into the recap here. And yeah, I was down about $1,000 and I'm ending in the green about 300. This Some of this Veru profit is from a swing that I held yesterday into today, and I kind of took that off the table, and then I kind of made some more trades on Veru today to kind of add to that profit. So um, right now, I believe um, you know, about over close to 300 of this is profit from just the day trading it today. So with that combined with this, I'd say I'm up about 300 as a rough number on the day. And I was down 1200 unrealized at one point, and I'll show you where that was in the trading. But anyway, so Nvidia was where I started out, no surprise there, and that's where I took the biggest loss. And I was red on Nvidia yesterday, and I was red yesterday, and so I can show you guys what June is looking like so far. This is June. We've only had a couple days, but I took a pretty, yesterday was just bad. It was really bad, and then I kind of recovered a little bit, and then it was like, all right, I just got to step away. Um, I had a nice kind of first day, and then yeah, yesterday was not good, and then today, man, I just came in and right off the open, I was just trading like a madman here, and just trying to catch a break in either direction, but you can just see just how choppy this is. So if you kind of look at every single one of these candles is a 3-minute candle, and look at the wicks on you know every single one of these candles, and look how it just kind of gets just either eaten up or sold back down into this. Basically, just we're just flatlining here for the first, let's see, this is 6:50, so this is for the first 20 minutes, right? The first 20 minutes there's absolutely no movement except for just choppiness. So you know in one sense, basically what I'm doing here and how I'm just losing money just left and right here is, first of all, I started taking too big size, which is just a mistake. I mean, I got long like the first minute. I'll go to a 1 minute so you guys can see kind of those entries and exits more clearly. But just right off the open, I was just trying to stab at this thing, and all these trades come from, looking at the futures and what I think the futures are going to do. But again, here in the 6:30 period, there was a lot of choppiness. You can see a lot of up and down. We're up and then we're down and then we're back up and then we're back down, back up, back down. Just tons of choppiness. And that's been a theme that we've certainly been seeing over the last um, several weeks. We've had trending days. So yesterday was a trending day and I was red and I did not get the right direction on it, and so I just missed it and I didn't chase it. You can see that big green candle yesterday on Nvidia. So I just didn't get any of that, and so I think that I came into today with, that mindset of trying to make back what I lost on Nvidia yesterday. And I think there was some frustration baked into these executions here. But you can see just how I'm just not doing well with these I'm just not doing well here. I was actually, if you look here, I sold and then I sold and I sold. So I was actually short 300 here, and then we came all the way back, all the way down here to 189.50. And I thought, okay, here we go. We're breaking lower. But then as we got, you know, we're buying back up, I had to stop out here, 191.80. So right here at the open of this candle, I stopped out. And then of course we false break and we're back into the zone. So we failed here all the way back down. So this is where frustration starts to set in, right? I'm taking a loss, like a dollar per share loss on these 300 shares that I was just up on and now taking a loss on it, and then it comes right back down in. So all of this is just choppy trading. Here I'm long as I think we're gonna again break out of this zone. We don't do that. We fail back in. I'm stopping out right here. This was really bad. Stopping out 189.40. So I'm stopping out all the way down here. Really bad. And then we just instantly get bought right back up. So, I mean, just this is, yeah, just where frustration starts to set in. I'm long 300 here, or I'm long 300 only here, it looks like. Oh, wait, let's see. So this is where I got long stopped. Oh, wait, I went short here. Excuse me, I went short at the bottom here. This is not, sorry, I went long here, stopped out here as it was a false break back down, took a loss on that 50 cents, then got short at the bottom of this candle. I thought that finally we're breaking out of this range, I thought, because you can see we're kind of below here, below here. Okay, we're like coming down. But in reality, we just get bought right back up again. This kind of support holds, and we just shoot right back up, and I'm just, so frustrated. Um, and as we're coming up here, I'm stopping out again for another dollar loss on 300 shares. So the losses are just piling up at this point. And then getting long here, it pulls back. I'm down again, taking some profit here, looking for continuation, not getting it, not getting it. And let's see, I was long 100, getting out here, and then more trades on this, just losing more. I don't need to go into details on that, just more losing. Then here I took a stab short as the trend was really starting to define itself here. You can see this is kind of a sustained sell-off. We're now below this low even. So that's where I decided to punch short again. And then what I was seeing in the futures was kind of confirming this as well. Um, and so then we did come down. I was up on this trade, but I didn't take anything off down here. I was looking for more. Of course, I was down 1,000 on this stock at this point. Entering this trade, I was down 1,000 on the stock. So I was like, okay, I had that revenge trading mindset of I need to, make that back. So I'm not going to take any profit yet. And then of course it comes all the way up and now through where my break even over a dollar out of the money right here. So that put me down 1,200 unrealized, but then it quickly came back in, started to sell back off, and I did well to stay patient here. Nice exit here, and then really nice exits down here for the last 150 shares. 185.51 on 50, and then right here, I got half of the trade out, 1 cent off the low of the day. The low of the day is 185.22. 185.23 was my exit, so 1 penny off of the exact low of the day. Then I had a scratch or a $20 trade here and a $70 loss here later in the day. So today was a day where I went down $1,000, and here, at this point in the day, 7:30, it's nearing that time where I would usually need to walk away and just be done. But I made the conscious decision. My alarm went off. Okay, it's time to stop trading. But I made the conscious decision on a Friday, down 900 yesterday, down 1,000 on this Friday. I really, really did not want to be red today. And I did it to myself. I totally did it to myself, trading all this chop. And if I had just not done that, just been patient, wait for clarity, um, with a trend and take a good trade, I shouldn't have been trading all this chop. Um, and just, it's understandable to jump in and then, have maybe one losing trade. But once the chop is clear and we're just chopping, no clear move, I've got to get better at recognizing choppiness and avoiding it and not trading it. Um, you know, in some sense, it's actually good to trade because you can have clear support and resistance and just trade it back and forth, but that's kind of not the way that I do it. When I take a trade, I'm looking for a sustained move in one direction. I'm not looking for it to kind of, I'm not a scalper, right? I'm not looking to buy it here and kind of sell it immediately. I was looking for a sustained winner here, and I just tried way too many times, and it was futile. Um, anyway, what I was going to say was I made the conscious decision to not step away and to fight, and uh, to try to get back to break even basically, or try to limit the damage, try to make some of it back. And I actually did more than that, and I'm finishing green on the day. It started with this trade here. With 200 shares, the last 150 down here, I got over $3 a share on. So 150, 150, 150, just on this 150, it's $450 back, and and then another 50 shares here that I made money on. So finishing down 470 on Nvidia. So again, still a lot of damage from that trading that choppiness, but um, so yeah, that was my trading on Nvidia. That's kind of the stock I typically trade the most. And then right after I got out of this trade, I was flat, and I immediately was like, okay, I do think this would be a bounce spot. Why? Because, well, I was looking at Nvidia, and if I switch to a 15-minute chart, let me get rid of the trades so you can see more clearly. I had this blue line marked out, and this was right where I kind of thought that Nvidia was going to have some support right in this zone. And so when we started to bounce there, I was immediately flipping over to the futures saying, what does this look like? Does this look like a bounce spot? Because we had just really been selling off hard into that spot. Bounce, 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 bounce. So again, we're reaching this value area low from the last few days, and this level on the Nasdaq of 12,500. Um, some kind of volume here on the ES into this zone from the last couple days. So this I did kind of deem as a bounce spot. And if you look at the hour chart, it makes sense. It's even clearer here on the hour chart on both ES and Nasdaq. I like the Nasdaq chart a little bit better. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And I thought, well, odds are we're going to bounce here again. Even if we are going to break through this level eventually, I would expect a bounce at where there's this support from this big sell-off. It makes sense that we'd get first at least a little bit of, some buyers stepping in that zone. So I immediately flipped over to Tesla, and I was like, well, let me take a look at what this looks like. It did look very, very weak, but where I looked at it, and I'll show you where I took the trade on it. Right here is where I got long. My trades aren't showing up. Here we go. So I got long in a really good spot, and I was like, yeah, this big sustained sell-off, and now we're coming into that support area. And on top of that, Tesla's right in on kind of a support level I had marked out on this, which is 700 bucks. There's a little, dollar and a half gap here, but close enough. And if you look at the daily chart, that is it bounced hard the first time it got there. And then here it bounced again, cracked, and then reclaiming and now back testing. So 400 is 700 is definitely a level on this. So I thought, let me get long in front of that level. Let me get long in front of this Nasdaq zone. Other stocks in the sector like Nvidia, or not in the sector, but other Nasdaq stocks like Nvidia also have support in this spot. So all of those things aligning, I jumped right into Tesla long for 100 shares, 104.18 as it started to come up, and I got immediately a nice, almost $3 candle here, and then being patient, waiting for this to stair step up. I got a nice out here at 109.69, and then here as it started to kind of fade back in, I was like, I don't want to give back any more on this. I'm just going to take the profit that's in front of me. So I took $400. It did move higher up to 714. That would have been nice, but I would have had to hold it all the way back below my break even. So I probably wouldn't have ended up doing that anyway. And yeah, so that was a very nice, quick, scalpy like trade on Tesla. I haven't taken a trade like that, where I'm just kind of in and out, quick bounce. Haven't taken a trade like that in a while, but that was very lucrative. I took pretty big size, 100 shares, so that was a nice trade that right after kind of making that money back on Nvidia. Then I took that trade on Tesla. So it was kind of a back-to-back double whammy. I'd made like 800 bucks back, 900 bucks, something like that. Then let's talk about I guess Veru, because that stock I kind of was trading all day as well. So you can see I had a swing on this. Now this shows that this is wrong. So the 500 was from yesterday, somewhere in here. I got long 500 as it broke through this high and just decided to hold it. I liked how the daily chart was shaping up. False break lower, and then this just looks really good to me. I've had my eyes on Veru for a while. So here I got out of that 500 on this candle, and then I kind of was resetting on it to look for more trades on it. I got long 2,000 shares of it. That's insane size right here. And I did think it looked really good. I thought it had potential, but that doesn't warrant taking that size. I kind of snapped back to reality a couple minutes later, taking half of it off for a 2 cent gain, because that's just too big size. 1,000's already, pretty big. 2,000's just too big, and I knew that taking 2,000 shares there was literally just me trying to revenge trade it. And at this point in time, I was down big on the day. This was at 7 and 20, so I was down, that 1,000 on it. So then here it gave me a nice move up to, I was looking for 14 bucks. This is early in the day. I really thought that this could start, volume. I was looking for volume to pick up. Maybe we get a halt up to 1450. Like I wanted this thing to accelerate, but it was not doing it, and volume was not coming in. So I stopped out of it here for a 5 cent gain on the other half. Then for the rest of the day, I pretty much took smaller size on it only because I realized that this was, not picking up volume, and I wasn't super confident on it anymore. I had a really nice entry on this right here that I wasted. I blundered as it held VWAP here. I got long on the next candle, but as it started to kind of chop around here and not kind of go instantly direct to new highs, I just was like, you know what, I can't. I don't want to take a loss on this, so I just got out at break even, which was stupid as it ran to 1430, pretty much direct after that. Then I got long 300 here, looking for kind of that, again, that squeeze up, but this was a slow grind. I added here. Then right after I added, it gave a nice move up to 1460, but then pulling back again, trying to find support here. I decided to get out of it as it popped up here, but then came all the way back down. I thought, oh, it's going to break this support, but it didn't. It held. Then I got back long again, 400 shares here, and then got out the shares in a decent spot here. But as it broke down, I got out toward the bottom of this candle, but it did hit as high as like 1490 or something like that up there. So it just never really gave the volume that I was looking for. I really wanted this to start to accelerate, but it wasn't doing it. I thought the obvious resistance on this was 1650. I thought that we could have gotten there today, but that didn't end up happening. So anyway, a bit slower than I wanted it to, a bit more grindy than I wanted it to be, but still on the day, nice profit on it. About a little less than half of this is coming from the swing trade that I had on it. And then yeah, definitely my day trading could have been better on it. Could have done better, taking profit as it kind of had those pushes up, getting out, re-entering as it comes back down, getting out as it pops back up, re-entering. It was choppier than I was expecting. All these pumps, I was wanting more. I was wanting the volume to really start to come in. I didn't want to get out and then have it, here I really thought that this was the move that was going to take us to 15 bucks, but we just didn't get there. So that was kind of surprising. All right, I had some trades on AMD and Roblox. They were pretty much negligible right here. I had a short trade on it that I got out for almost break even as this started to squeeze back up. I was up nicely on it, but then it went against me. It would have ended up working, but just wrong timing, right idea, wrong timing. Here I had a short on it, jumped in short as it was just cracking, and there was just nothing bullish looking about this chart, and I thought NASDAQ looked like it could keep coming down. So this was already down like 10% on the day. So I was like, all right, let me just beat a dead horse here, jump in 500 shares short, which I did. And then I was very, very patient. I waited, what is this, 30 minutes for the break of $30, which we eventually got. And right as it cracked that $30 mark, I just kind of jumped out because I thought that we could see a quick buy up back above 30, which it wasn't that quick. It actually went down to 229.86, so I left about 10 cents on the table, but not too bad. So this was about a $100 trade right there, which just helped me kind of pad the profits. And then AMD, I had some kind of a ton of scratch trades. I was really looking for a break above this spot, but we just never got it. So choppy, choppy, choppy trading today. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Super tough. And especially after yesterday's just all out, just surge all day and pretty much all stocks. I came in today with just the wrong mindset. It was today was a return to chop, and the telltale sign of that we're gonna get chop. I should have known. Um, well, it's hard, but one thing to look at is that QQQ candle and where we're opening up, right? This is an inside candle. In other words, we didn't gap up. In fact, we gapped down quite a bit from yesterday's close, and so that just generates an inside candle. And with combined with the last 2 days, it just was a choppy week all in all, pretty much. I mean, we had that day on Thursday, but um, this was just a choppy week. So I kind of have a bearing for myself now. I kind of understand what me trading a choppy week looks like. Definitely, it's tough, tough, tough. So I have to adapt better. I think in past weeks we had some more cleaner moves that I traded, and or we had cleaner moves in the market, and so I was used to trading that and not used to choppiness. And so all this choppiness in the last couple weeks has kind of thrown me off. So anyway, yeah, so those were my trades from today. I made a nice comeback. That's the headline, is that I was down and now I made a big comeback. So I should be happy about that, but I don't know exactly how to feel because I did kind of break my rules. I traded past 11 a.m. Eastern time. Um, I'm on the West Coast, so that's 8 a.m. and which I don't I have my rule that says I shouldn't do that. It's kind of a soft rule. Today I was like, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna sit here all day and trade my way out of this. And so I did. And then so I made like 1300, after the initial loss of 1,000 on Nvidia, at that, 10:30 period. I traded my way back to green on the day. So, pat on the back for that. And anyway, all right, that's all I got for you guys. Remember, I am going on vacation next week. I won't be trading, and you guys can join the Discord link. The link is in the description. I'm always there. I will be on there next week. I'm always on there. So if you have any questions, jump in there, ask a question, and you can DM me, whatever, and I will get back to you. All right, guys, if you did enjoy this video, if this recap was helpful, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. I do appreciate that. And yeah, I'm excited to get back to kind of regular uploads, relatively soon, probably around July. And anyway, yeah, that's all I got for you guys. All right, bye bye.